Well, hey Aries, this reading is about your blind spot, and we're going to ask a few questions here and see how it would help you to know this. We'll start with a card from the Wild Unknown Tarot, just to get an overall sense of what the situation is that you're in, Aries, where you have a blind spot. Maybe this reading could help you. This is about some work. Your job could be very practically a blind spot that you have at work. It could also be a blind spot you have in some kind of work that you're doing. Okay, underlying energy. Ooh, there's some stuff under here. Not too much, but it looks painful. So we have a broken heart, your mind obsessing, it hurts your heart. So this is some kind of work that you're doing around a heartache. Could be a heartache at work. There's discontent. You're not emotionally fulfilled where you are. You left or somebody left. It's like leaving the scene of, and then there's friendship and reconciliation here, which is such a different energy. Yeah, it's a funny, it's like work, and then there's all this pain and discontent, and then there's friendship and talking to your people or your heart people. And it can also be about reconciliation. So, and when I think about reconciliation, it would mean like if you have had a conflict and now you can fix it, you can resolve it, you can ask and give forgiveness, that kind of thing. Oops, I've been gardening, so I'm a little dirty there. Sorry about that. Just a little mud. Okay, here we go. Looking at asking some questions about Aries blind spot. So first, we're going to ask about how you would like to see yourself. And then the blind spot's really how other people can see you. Something you're not seeing that other people see in you. And there's a reason why you don't see yourself that way, and we'll wonder about that. And then we'll ask about why you would even want to know that, and how to incorporate this new sense of self into your life. That was weird. I just had a bunch of upside down cards here. Okay, here we go. Just a fluke. Here we go. Splitting the deck. First question is, how would Aries like to see themselves, or how do you see yourself? You see yourself in a Five of Swords. There's some regret in the Five of Swords. There's a destructiveness here. It's winning in a way that you regret, where you actually end up losing, where you end up hurting yourself in the way that you win. So you're actually seeing yourself as full of regret at how you go about things. Well, that makes me want to see how you should really see yourself. What do you fail to see? Two of Wands. So this is about a person with vision the Two of Wands is about envisioning the world that you want to live in and seeing that, right? And she's got a hold of one wand. There's another one here. You can see there's like a globe. She's looking out a window. So this is your blind spot. It looks like you have a hold of your will, which is your element. Aries is fire. And you can see there's a little Volkswagen bus down here. It's like you're seeing yourself hitting the road, traveling the world, but you're actually just kind of stuck here. There's a lot of regret in this, Aries. The feelings of passivity that you don't see. Like you have a vision, but you don't actually bring it in. It feels to me like you're waiting for somebody else to come in and help you with achieving this vision. You don't have to do that. You don't have to wait. The world is your oyster. So you're aware of some self-harm, winning in ways that make you feel regret. We will clarify. All right, so why should you want to know this Two of Wands, this blind spot? Oh, this has to do with the Lovers. This will help you make a decision, at the very least in the Lovers, but it also could have to do with that bond of heart, soul, mind, body, the Lovers. It's a divine love. So this was why. It's a good reason, but it may help you also to make a decision. And then we're going to ask why you don't see this. Oh, you don't see this. The Sun. This is joy, authenticity. That's an odd card for why I don't see it. Your imagination is really lit up. Like you have a fantastic vision. It has to do with your authenticity. You're quite distracted. Yeah, so this is why you don't see it. You're really into doing your authentic self. You're pretty lit up with it. You're pretty happy and content with it. So you're not seeing your blind spot because you're actually not really thinking about this. You're not seeing that the other person, there's the one that's not taking this, going along for the ride with you. Yeah, and you seem confused, Aries. You seem confused, like, how did this happen again? Or, how did I do this? Because you really do think, you're pretty great. You're pretty happy. You're pretty joyful. You're inspired. You're authentic. Very fiery. That's a card of Leo, so we are in Leo season. So how would you incorporate, there's this that you're waiting for somebody else to come in, but I also get the feeling that you're not aware of this either. You're not actually thinking about the other person because you're so captivated by yourself in some way. So how can you incorporate this new information into your world? Very fiery. Knight of Wands. So it's like taking action, having fun, not very deep commitment to others. All right, we will clarify all of this. That's interesting. One card. Trust your intuition. High Priestess. You already intuitively know this. I think that's why you kind of are beating up on yourself right now. But let's see. So you're beating up on yourself. Other people think that you're stuck because you're waiting. Your vision depends on somebody else. But then the cards say that if you are able to see this, that you're waiting for somebody, the Lovers is here, but you don't see that because the Sun, because you're just so full of excitement and fire. And then it kind of gives you the advice, like, you can incorporate this truth by, it looks like you alone having a great time. Just enjoy your solitude. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Let's go ahead and clarify this, Aries. There's definitely, so the Lovers here tells me that, there's been a heartache. Somebody has left. You're doing this. This is what your work looks like. This is work. It's not job work. It could be at your work, but there's some, you need to work on something here. It looks painful. Yeah, but you're waiting for somebody else to show you something in a way. So let's see. That's your blind spot. You see yourself as this Five of Swords, self-harming. How did this happen again? The Hermit, alone, reflecting on your past, trying to find understanding and inspiration. Very wise, very solitary energy. The Hierophant. There's the big history. The history of the world, history of politics, tradition, institutions. The Pope is the Hierophant. It's also a mentor and a new beginning, very much in the real world. So this is how you see yourself. You're confused because when you look at yourself, you see your wisdom, you see your experience, you feel like you really have something to offer, and you don't, so you're kind of like in this you see yourself as like the authority and that you have a lot to offer and you're very wise, but you're confused because how did I hurt myself again, right? We see your heart's broken, Aries. How did I get here again? I look back at my life and I'm great. I have a lot to offer. I have this to offer. And then I end up here. I feel like you're feeling a little bit of a victimhood situation. It's like, these are both like obsession and discontent, right? There's work to be done here. You may intuitively already know this, so trust that. It could also mean that you're kind of in the dark. Like, this is also about secrets and not knowing. Like, it's not obvious, right? And there's like talking with others, friends here. You're working on something, but you don't see it's hurting you a lot. You're in pain. You're confused. You don't see it. So, it's very much a blind spot situation. So this is what you're not seeing. So what is this? You have a vision, but there's nobody to go with you. Fire, action, communication, 8 of Wands. Fire is your energy, my friend. Wands. 7 of Swords, dishonesty. These are thoughts that disempower. Illusions and fantasies. Wow. It's like what you don't see is that you're acting in a way where you're not actually telling yourself the truth. You're not seeing the truth. It's kind of like your blind spot is that you don't have an honest view. You're deluded. There's fantasies and projections and you're confused. I see a lot of confusion here. And the thing is, this tells me that there's dishonesty here. You're acting on, it's not only dishonesty, it could also be thoughts that are self-defeating. It's like you have illusions, fantasies, projections. Like you're acting from a place that's not, you're not telling yourself the truth. So you have a vision, but there's nobody going with you in this vision. This is your blind spot. The vision is not honest. It's not accurate. It's a projection. Okay. Why should you try to see this? That's the Lovers. That's like a good reason to try to see how you're kind of you're acting in a way that's delusional. That's what this says. You're delusional. Sorry, Aries. So let's see. You're communicating and acting from a 7 of Swords and a 7 of Cups. Okay. The Lovers again. Double Lovers here. This is why you should try to see this. An ending. This ended. And there's somebody, the King of Swords, holding the truth. Wow. You should try to understand this. Blind spot. Try to see this. Because the Lovers, twice, ended. And the King of Swords is very wise, has used the truth, has learned how to use the truth, and to have insight in a way that is gentle but clear. Very wise. If you can understand this, it will give you wisdom that will help you in the future with the Lovers, with how to be in relationship. Okay, why you don't see this is the Sun. The Sun. This is why you don't see this. It's like you're blinded by your own awesomeness, your joy, and you're really taken by this. The Sun. Let's see. Victory. There's that willpower again. Everybody recognizes you. This is important. There's your 8 of Cups again, right? That's this. So this is the traditional 8 of Cups, right? There's supposed to be 9 to be fulfilled, so you have to go and get that. You have to get that 9th cup to be fulfilled, and so you or somebody has left. And then there's juggling. 2 of Pentacles. This is why you don't see this. Why this is your blind spot. It looks like there needs to be more balance between your being the victor and the other person who's just walked off because they're discontent. But the reading, the future says, how to integrate this knowledge, this understanding. So you kind of need to see how you're sabotaging your relationships with your willpower. With the 7 of Swords and the 7 of Cups, it's dishonesty, maybe with yourself. It seems like self-defeating thoughts, and then it's illusions and fantasies. So your vision and how you act, coming from those things, and then kind of exerting your will, and then somebody walks off because there isn't balance between your will and their content. But you just really like yourself. You like, and I think that's great. You're you. This is your authenticity. This is your joy. This is your wish fulfillment. You're so captivated by this. I would say this is a story of an Aries who's really confused because somebody left, their lover's the world, there's an end of a relationship, and they need to have the truth. They need to understand this, the King of Swords here going forward, if they're ever going to have a relationship. And you don't see this because you're just so captivated by this Sun energy, and you exert your will, and then the other person leaves. Yeah. So how to incorporate this new information into your world? that's the Knight of Wands. It looks fantastic. I just really I think this was the reading last time. It's like, be yourself, Aries. Just double down on who you are, be you. But let's see. I think that's not that great of advice. Okay, Page of Wands. This is a chatty, young energy. It's very open-minded, curious. Working with others to build a vision and make it real. A Three of Pentacles. So in a Three of Pentacles, everybody has a different skill. And they collaborate to build the church, right? And then we get a Nine of Swords. This is anxiety, insomnia, your mind. Underlying energy, Temperance, Page of Wands. So Temperance is be patient, alchemize, work through these feelings. Page of Wands is the outsider perspective, queer perspective. So how to integrate this? It's such a funny so here we have this, which is like so fantastic and sexy and not very good at commitment. And then underneath this we have, these are nice, this is nice. We have this open-minded, chatty energy, and then this working with others to build something. And then there's this, which is such a... And then because we have the High Priestess, like, you're having dreams. There's information maybe in the thoughts that you're having in the night, right? We see your mind it's hurting your heart in a way. But insight comes with working with others. And it's really like about being content to follow your vision by yourself. Just go for it. We do see friendship here for you, Aries. It isn't clear to me what comes of this. It looks like it's going to take temperance, some time, some like working through your feelings. And the Page of Wands is your fiery energy, but it's also like seeing this from the other's perspective again. I feel like this is the same reading that I gave you last time, which it's a repetitive message of needing to see this from the other person's perspective, but then also like ultimately just being yourself, working with others. So like that's like very real, practical. You make art together, you make a cathedral. Somebody has money, somebody has a plan, somebody knows how to build. There's a lot of this, the Knight of Wands over the Nine of Swords. It's like this freedom, but then the mind's getting you. And and she's going like this. Like, and then we see this gesture, right? So you see these guys, this gesture and this gesture. It's so different from the open-mindedness of this little young energy. Yeah, I see the Nine of Swords was upside down on the bottom of this deck as well. It's a very uncomfortable mind. This might not be you. Yeah, it might be the other person, the one that walked away. Like, they're suffering. You're just doing this, you're free. You're working with others. You're kind of, this Page of Swords here. There is something to be said here for not beating up on yourself. But it looks very painful too. It looks like you put a lot of thought into it. And you're advised to learn to be wise here. Like, this ended. And if you ever want it again, this is the reason to understand this. You need to get a hold of this truth. So I'm going to say in the future, there's like a kind of spiritual thing I'm going to impose upon this Knight of Wands. It's like going drumming, you know, you're at a ceremony. It's a drum circle, right? And you build something together to be open to what you learn there. And this will help you to make sense of your thoughts. Okay, Aries. Again, like as with Cancer, this feels like very easy to understand advice. The cards are speaking quite clearly. You don't understand what the other person feels, and you have a good sense of yourself. I like to see that, but you don't understand why they left you. And it looks like the cards want you to understand that it was an imbalance. They were discontent. Your victory left them discontent. So if you have a way of exerting your will without taking into account the other person, that's what I think this is your blind spot. You envision and you turn your back, and there's not even anyone there. So you need to include your partner or the other people involved in your vision. That's this. And yeah. When you turn your back to the collaboration and the lovers, the partnership, they end up really unhappy. And you don't see it because your back is turned to it. You're not seeing the other person. And this is your work. Your work, though, is going to have to be a little bit more serious than this. This is more serious work, where you actually work with others. This is just like going out and having drinks with your friends and being like, I don't know, this thing at work and so and my boss, but you're not seeing the other side of this. And that's what this tells you. You need to see it from their perspective. And when you make a concerted effort to collaborate, this will feel good. This will feel like this. Okay. All right, Aries, I hope this helps. Sorry it's the same message as I gave you last time. I hope there's some insight here, and that the kind of repetition and the other things that kind of come out through this reading is helpful to you. All right, have a great day.